Hey, everybody.
Hey everyone, it's Ken and Kathy Cushman, and we're with Cushman Coaching and Consulting, and we're here today talking to you about what really matters.
This week we have another guest this week. As you can see, we have our headphones on, and a good friend and graduate from the trainings years ago. Andis Tamayo, his story is amazing. From where he came from to what he's created till now, it's just been extraordinary. And, for me, I always say poster child for transformation. And he's been an inspiration, and really excited about having him on, talking about his organization and what they're actually doing and creating. And it's just really cool. So
yeah, really amazing work that they're doing.
I'm not going to talk about this too much longer. I'm going to go ahead and bring him on and let Andis tell us about what they're creating and the difference they're making. So let's bring him into the stream.
Hi,
Andis.
Hello.
So glad to have you here. Good to see you.
Likewise. I'm very happy to be here, guys.
So tell us about your organization.
Wait, I want to do it this way.
Okay.
Because I think it's so interesting. I want you to tell how you got here. What touched you and inspired you to want to make a difference in that direction. And you don't have to tell the whole you swam across the Atlantic. Or it's not. I guess it's really not the Atlantic, the Straits of the Keys. I don't know. Anyway, but tell us, give us a little beginning and how you got to where you are today.
Well, I mean, I can tell you from when I came from Cuba. Is that what you want me to start telling you? So as you know, I came from Cuba in a boat. In 1991.
You didn't swim.
You didn't swim.
Another 18 people. I was 20 years old. That's a long time ago. I came with another 18 people. It took us 4 days to get here. And you know what? When I came to the United States, I had this crazy idea that I wanted to, go to school and make money. And so I became a computer engineer just because I wanted to make money, not because I really liked it. And I pretty soon, after working, I pretty soon realized that, money was not everything in the world. And at some point, I needed to figure out something that I really wanted to do. When I was in Cuba, I read a really good book called The Kingdom of This World. And it was a novel written by a Cuban writer. And it was a novel, but it was about the Haitian Revolution. And so I was 17 years old when I read this book. And I totally fell in love with Haiti. I was like, I saw myself as the main character going to all the plantations and saving the slaves. And, I was just I was marking down. And so back in Cuba, I was thinking, one day I'm going to go to Haiti and live that experience. And so when I was here in the United States already, at some point I was going through some really hard time, realizing that I did not want to be a computer engineer. That's actually when I went to the leadership workshops, summer education. And coming out of summer education and going through, I did couple of years of coaching and training with you folks. I decided that I wanted to do more for the world, make a difference in the world, because that's what I really found the passion, going through the leadership workshops. And so when I was in my last year as a senior computer engineer, I had the opportunity to do an internship with the U.S. government in Washington, D.C. And while I was there, I found out about this program. It's called the PEPFAR program, where the individuals can go work in Africa in humanitarian work for HIV and AIDS patients. So I wrote to my friends in Washington, D.C., and I asked them if they still have that program, and they said yes. So I asked them if I could go. So they say yes. So I went to Africa and I did a little bit of humanitarian work in there. And I just totally fell in love with it. I was like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. So I came back to the United States and I went back to school to get my degree. in organizational development, but my dissertation was in nonprofit development. And the idea was to go back to Africa. But while I was in the process of trying to figure out what I was going to do, a friend of mine put a post on Facebook and she said, I'm moving to Haiti. And I was like, oh, that's it. That's exactly what I wanted to do since I was a teenager in Cuba. So I didn't think about it. I met with her, and I actually graduated in December of 2014. And in January of 2015, I was in Haiti. And that was it. I, you know, um, I just fell in love with the country, fell in love with the culture, and especially fell in love with the our cause. And the reason, um, there's a big problem in Haiti with child slavery and human trafficking. There's a group, section of children in Haiti, well called Restaveks. And basically, Restaveks are children from rural families. The families don't have money to raise these children. So what they do is they give them to people in urban areas to give them a better life. What really ends up happening is these children become child slaves, become victims of human trafficking. Um, I didn't suffer physical slavery or physical abuse when I was a kid, but I did suffer sexual abuse, and it became personal to me. And I said, if I can save one child for having to go through what I went through growing up, I've done my part in the world.
Right.
So I've been there since 2015. That's it.
Wow. That's
So we mainly
awesome.
focus on the Renand Foundation mainly focuses on creating sustainable communities in rural parts of Haiti, with the idea that by doing so, we prevent children from becoming child slaves. So our purpose is prevention more than anything else. Um, so what we do is we go to rural parts of Haiti and we establish programs where we sponsor schools, sponsor children's centers, sponsor families, sponsor community projects, clinics, so that we can provide jobs, we can provide education to children, medical care, those things that can prevent a child from going to child slavery. That's what we do.
So, when we were talking the other day, you were telling me about some of the different things that you have going on in the communities, like the schools and the medical centers and things like that. Talk a little bit about that, like the different things that your organization has created.
Absolutely. So we have schools. So we sponsor schools. We pay for everything: education, books, uniforms, shoes, and then we also do provide one meal a day to the children. And the reason for that is because most of our kids don't eat every day. So what they eat when they come to school, and that's the only meal they eat that day.
Yeah, that one meal a day can make a difference for
Yeah,
kids.
that's the only meal they eat.
Huge difference.
About 90, I would say about 90% of children don't eat every day.
Yeah.
So we provide one meal a day. Education, because most children don't have access to quality schools. So we are developing a curriculum right now where we're taking the curriculum from New York education system, which is a really good education system, combining it with the education from Haiti, so that we're creating a curriculum that is superior. We're also teaching French, English as a second language, and eventually, what I wanted to do is I want our schools to be fully bilingual. So all the classes are going to be taught in English and French. Right now, it's all the classes are in French, and then we also teach English. But eventually, it's going to be all French and English. In addition to that, we also have children's centers where we provide after-school programs, and the after-school programs target mostly children who are not in the schools, because on the communities that we are, that we're not in, we don't have schools in all the communities that we are. One of the communities that we are, we don't have schools there. But we provide after-school programs because children who go to other schools their parents cannot help them to read and write or study. Most of the parents don't know how to read and write.
Right.
In this area, especially rural parts of Haiti, the highest education level is a third grade level. So these parents don't know how to read and write. So when the children sleep at school, they cannot study. They cannot help them to study or do their homework, whatever. So they come to our children's centers. We help them study. We teach them English, and then we also provide them with one meal a day. That way, these children who are not necessarily in our schools can also have the opportunity to do better in schools. In addition to that, the children's center, we have agricultural programs. Like I said, these communities are mostly rural communities, so we provide agricultural programs for their families, so that they have a way to create, to make a living. And we teach them how to make yogurt, ketchup, soap, how to create, grow better crops. And the idea is for these families to have a financial means to be able to raise their children. Then we have a clinic in a community of 18,000 people. Is our only clinic. It's the only clinic in that community. Is our clinic, and all the medical service that we provide is for free. We have the only vaccination program in that community, children's age 0 to 5. The reason for we have that vaccination program, which is in partnership with the Haitian government, is because if children don't get vaccinated from age 0 to 5, when they reach age 5, which is school age, they're not allowed to go to schools. So we are providing that service so that children that are in that community are able to go to schools and have education when they reach school age. We also have a family planning program to prevent unwanted pregnancies. That's also in partnership with the Haitian government. We have an HIV STD outreach program because we had several people in the community who had died from AIDS-related diseases. So we implemented an HIV outreach program. This year, we're implementing a breast cancer program because that's also, we've had women die from breast cancer. Our clinic is the only clinic that has a lab. So we're actually doing lab tests in our clinic. All this service that we provide is free of service. We don't charge anything. We provide medication for free where people follow up. And now we just opened a mobile clinic, quote unquote mobile clinic, because it's not really mobile. It's not a separate program. It's part of our clinic where we just hired a new medical team, new doctor, new nurse that are going to our schools and our children's centers and also to the communities, another community that's very remote, to be able to provide medical service to those people in those communities, because that's a community of about 10,000 people. There's no medical facilities. We've had people who have died on the way from that community to our clinic. It's an hour and a half away in motorcycle. So we've had people who have died going to our clinic. So now we're bringing the doctor and the nurse to that community to provide medical care. So we're doing a little bit of everything. Once again, the idea is to provide these communities with the means to prevent them from having to enslave their children. That's the main focus.
What results do you see so far? I mean, when I look at some of the pictures and the things that you've posted, both what I get from you in email and online, I just see people look happy and it looks bright. And
the kids look happy and clean and like they're healthy, like not...
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that because our children, when we first took over those schools, the schools that we are right now, a lot of those children had their immune system was so low that they had fungal infections, skin infections, and you could see their heads. They had blisters all over their head and their skins. A lot of those children had a lot of skin infections and fungal infections, and then ever since we started taking care of them, providing medical care, giving them a meal a day, we've eliminated all that. Our children don't have skin infections anymore or fungal infections anymore. And obviously, all the children that are in our program, we have prevented them from becoming child slaves. And by the way, a lot of these families a lot of the children that are in our school program are from families who their older siblings had already become child slaves. Right. So the younger siblings, once again, we focus on prevention. The younger siblings have not gone through that process. And on the contrary, some of the older siblings we have been able to rescue and bring back to the communities, and now they're in the communities. Now we don't focus on rescuing children.
Mhm.
There are other organizations that focus on that. We focus on prevention. But we have been able to help the families bring children even from, you know, places like the Dominican Republic, um, and other parts of Prince and other parts of Haiti where they were being exploited. And we have been able to help them with that.
Well, and I love that you're getting to the root of the problem,
Exactly.
right? You're supporting these people in being self-sustainable, helping their kids get educated, take care of themselves physically, take care of their health. All of those things are the root of that problem,
Right.
right?
And the and, and I created that purposely because of that. Because when you go to Haiti, for instance, you go to the main cities, every single NGO in the world is there. You have the World Organization, the United Nations. I mean, you name it. Every big NGO is there. But then, but that's not where the problem is happening. So you go to the rural parts of Haiti. No one is there. So that's the reason why I focus on going to rural parts of Haiti because that's where the problem is going, and that's where people are not. That's where NGOs are not. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the way you're creating it is like, I don't know how to explain this. It's almost like it's not some group coming in and doing it. It's almost like it's the community.
grassroots
Yeah, it's
kind
the
of thing.
community itself creating this
Oh yeah,
with your support. Like you're empowering them to create it is how it appears to me, which is
absolutely. It's all
so
about
exciting.
it's all about empowering them. You know, I when I speak to my team in Haiti, and you know, we always tell them here in the United States we're here to assist you, but in reality, you guys are the Renand Foundation because everything is happening here. So you guys are the ones to need to make this happen because it doesn't really matter how much money we raise in the United States. I'm not here in Haiti. I cannot create, make a difference in your community. You're the ones who got to make a difference in the community. So we empower them to take initiatives, and all the programs that we have set up in our Renand Foundation are programs that come from there. They are the ones that come up to me and say, we need to do this and we need to do that. I'm like, okay, no problem, let's make it happen. But they are the ones that initiate the program, so they're the ones that make it happen.
That's great. That's amazing. So, just amazing work you do.
You sent some pictures. I want to go ahead and bring them.
Let's do a little introduction again first, in case
Okay,
someone
go
just joined in. So, if you're out there watching and you just joined us, it's Ken and Kathy Cushman, and we're with Cushman Coaching and Consulting, and we're here talking to our dear friend Andis Tamayo about his organization, the Renand Foundation. And they do amazing work in Haiti. And now, back to
And
you.
guys, comment, ask questions in the comment section. It's about a 10-second delay, and it may just take us a second to get to it, but we'd love to hear from you in questions or comments. And if you would, share the stream so more people get to find out about Renand. And let's bring these up. I'm just going to scroll through them. I got them out of order, but maybe you can just give us a little what they are. Let's go to the first slide.
This is in one of our teachers' training. The gentleman in the yellow shirt is our superintendent, and so he's doing a teaching training right there for one of our one of our schools.
Cool.
This is our newest school. It's called Snyder Jones Academy. Like I said, we provide food for our children. So those are our cooks cooking and
Lunch ladies.
Yeah.
The lunch ladies.
Well, you know what? It's funny because I'm very proud of the fact that we have about 50% of hiring women and men. I
Nice.
purposely decided that when I spoke to my team in Haiti, I wanted you guys to hire as many women as men. So we have a pretty good balance on hiring women and men at the same time, not just men.
Wonderful.
Now, do you do lunches or breakfast, or what do you guys
That's
do?
lunch. Yeah, we
Lunch.
provide lunch. 1 meal, one lunch. Yeah.
Cool, cool, cool. Let's see, I had a comment I missed. Oh, Mary Beth said, so well run and implemented. Andis, God bless you.
Thank
In your
you.
heart. Thank you, Mary Beth. And I'm trying to find it where I clicked the
There it
picture.
is.
There it is. Is this the other teachers too?
Yeah, this is our teachers going through training.
Cool.
These are students eating. It's Snyder Jones Academy.
Oh, I must have
Teaching
been.
again. Food is very important.
Oh, look, she's so cute. I'm just tired.
As a teacher education.
Teachers.
Um,
How many teachers do you have working with you now?
so in this school we have 20 teachers. Then in another schools, as Chapman Wilson, I have about, I think it's 14. And then we have 4 after school programs. In the after school program, we have anywhere between 5 to 10 teachers doing the after school program. So we have the vast majority of our employees are as teachers.
Awesome.
And then, yeah, teachers, the vast majority of our employees.
Teachers? Is this the schoolyard?
Yeah,
I love the murals.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
yeah. The students, those are the kindergarten kids.
Teachers.
It's training for the teachers. I
So,
send you a lot of pictures of training for the teachers, and the kids see them.
Let's see. I must have duplicated some of them. Let's see. Oh, there's a medical
At the
center.
clinic, like I said, we have a lab. We just finished. We built that lab in 2021. Before we built this lab in this clinic, people whenever people come to our clinic and they will see a doctor, the doctor prescribed lab work. Most of the time they didn't have money to go to the hospital to get tested.
yeah.
So that's the reason why we opened this lab. We do all kinds of tests, urinalysis, pregnancy tests. You name it, all kinds, chemistry, histology. All kinds of tests we do there, and so that way we can help people. And we can, once we get a diagnosis, then they can go to our pharmacy. Our clinic also has a small pharmacy, and so we can give them medications, and they can get the medications, and we can do follow-up and stuff like that. We still don't do very complicated tests, like for instance the breast program that we started. We cannot do things like biopsy or things like that, but regular tests that have to do with regular tests that have to do with with the common diseases, we can do that.
So we have a comment. Congratulations to Mr. Tamayo, a man with a great heart, visionary. We're all proud of you.
Yes.
This is from Max Pierre. He's actually the director of the program in Haiti.
Oh, awesome!
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Awesome.
He's Andis Tamayo in Haiti.
Nice. Oh,
Yeah, one of the
such great work.
We still don't do like it's one of, so we do prenatal and postnatal care. We still cannot do if the mother has to have a baby, we cannot do labor in the clinic. Hopefully in the future we'll be able to do that, but we don't have that capability. So they actually have to go. Most of these kids are born in their homes anyways.
Midwives?
Yeah, in rural parts of Haiti, most of the children are born in houses.
Yeah.
So eventually we want to be able to provide that services. Not yet. Step by step. We just finished the waiting room for the clinic. Our clinic didn't have a waiting room. We used to have it was like a plastic cover, and it was really bad. So um, whenever it rained, people got wet. So we just finished that this year. I wanted to create a waiting room that was wide open, so that people could get some ventilation. Because
Yeah.
although we have electricity in our clinic, many places in Haiti are just wide open. People
Mhm.
get natural air. So
Yeah, it actually makes more sense too, like in the waiting room of a clinic, if you have free flowing air.
yeah,
It seems like a better idea since COVID. You know what I'm saying?
it's funny because when COVID hit, I thought Haiti was gonna be devastated with COVID, and honestly, it hasn't hit Haiti as bad, and I think it's because in Haiti everyone is outside, everything is wide open.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
so we didn't get a lot of Haiti cases. I mean, COVID cases in Haiti.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't realize it didn't hit as bad as it did here.
The cities, probably, right?
So what?
In the cities?
In the cities, no.
Really?
Really?
I
Wow.
think they haven't had more than probably 15,000 cases.
Really?
Probably
That's
less than 1,000 deaths ever since the pandemic hit. I mean, I'm going, I'm pulling that out of nowhere, but I'm
Right,
probably
understand.
pretty sure that's
Really low. You know,
the
I did a lot of work in Taiwan, and I was actually in Taiwan in 2020 in February, just as
yeah.
everything was shutting down. And they've had like very small, like they've had less than 1,000 deaths in their country, right?
I don't think we've ever seen a COVID case in one of our in our clinic, not even once.
Yeah, I
Um,
think they have less people than, like just a little less people than Florida, like a very similar population, right? Taiwan. And, you know, we had, I don't know how many thousands of cases, right?
yeah,
Of deaths, even deaths, right? But they had less than that, less than 1,000 in the whole country, 20
the same
million.
thing in Haiti. I mean, Haiti is what 11.5 million,
mm-hmm.
and if they have less than 15,000,
Yeah.
choose less than 15,000. That's not.
But I think you're right. You know, especially with where your organization is being out in the country, everybody's outside. There's not air conditioning and closed in, and there's not the tight human contact all the time, right?
Right.
So
And
that
they
makes
probably
sense.
respect each other better than some of us do.
Oh my God, I was so scared. I thought, my God, COVID's gonna
Right.
destroy me. And no, nothing.
Oh, that's great. That is so good. So let me ask you this. The people watching, how
How can
can
they
we
help?
support? Like, so what kind of things do you need for support? We know money is always helpful, right? So, one, where can we donate? Where can people donate? And two, what are other ways for that people might be able to support that want to give support but maybe don't have the money to contribute right now? What ways can we support your organization?
Well, I mean, definitely, obviously, going to the Renand Foundation website and doing sponsorship. You can sponsor a child education. You can sponsor lunch. You can sponsor a family. You can sponsor a program. All that, obviously, all that help.
Well,
Other ways,
that's well, and
What
that's
website
wonderful.
is
Let me
that?
say that, huh?
What's the website?
RenandFoundation.org.
Okay.
And what's great about that is when you're donating in that way, like you're adopting a child, like you
Yeah, just
know
adopting a
that
child.
your donation's going to this child, or you know your donation's going. I'm feeding all these kids lunch for a month, or whatever, right? You know, that's I really like that you do that. That you have
Yeah.
it so that people can choose. I want to contribute to this, and I want to know where the money's going. That's awesome.
Yeah, if we provide information to the sponsors, so they see where the child is and what's happening with them. We send them pictures and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
So again, another way to support is, I and I know I say this, and people are always afraid because they think Haiti is dangerous. It's not.
Yes.
Um, it's not dangerous everywhere in Haiti. Come with me to Haiti. Um, it's a life changing experience. It really it really changed my life. Going to Haiti and being in service to humanity. That's the way I look at it. I look at, doing what I'm doing in Haiti, being service to humanity. And I don't think there's nothing that helps you in your life more than being service to humanity.
Yes.
It's helped me tremendously. Um,
Agreed.
my
Being
life.
in service.
It's a life changing experience. Even if you don't dedicate your life to do something like that, but if you come to Haiti and you see how people that and you contribute, um, it's a life changing experience. So I welcome anyone to come who wants to come with me. It's an amazing trip. I always go from Thursday to Tuesday. I go for 6 days. I go every other month. Um, and it's very safe. There's no dangers or anything like that. We fly into Port-au-Prince, and then from Port-au-Prince we fly out to Jacmel, um, and we're there in Jacmel for 5 days, and then go back to Port-au-Prince, and then fly back. It's
Awesome.
the flight from here to Port-au-Prince is about an hour and 40 minutes, and then from Port-au-Prince to Jacmel is like 20 minutes. So it's really it's an easy trip.
Great.
Cool.
Plus, I think we're also to help
We'd
us.
like to join you sometime.
Yeah, and it's exciting to hear that it's not dangerous there where you're going. It's not like how people when I have seen pictures, right? I see pictures, of course, of
Crime.
the cities and the crime and all of that. So hearing that is really reassuring. And I know for me personally, from traveling to other countries, that a lot of times it is not what I expected. So I'm really glad that you shared that, because I think there's a lot of people that might be interested in something like that.
Well, I mean, it's we're talking about this before the show, so it's like there are parts of Haiti where it's really bad. There are a couple of neighborhoods in the city, in the capital, where you shouldn't go because that's where the gangs are and it's dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
But you know that, so don't go there.
Yes.
Any other country in the world, there, even here in Fort Lauderdale, there are places in Fort Lauderdale where I don't like to go because I know it's not safe. The
Right.
same thing in Haiti. There's parts of Haiti that you shouldn't go, but there's other parts of Haiti where people are living their lives normal, trying to make a living, trying to, doing commerce and living their lives like anyone else.
Right.
And so you can go to those places. So the places that you have to avoid, and the places that you can go.
Yes, and that's, like I said, that's what I found in traveling. Like, when I go to other countries, I usually have someone who lives there, right? And when you have someone who's from there showing you around, taking you around, they know the safe places to go. And like you said, every country, every city has those places you don't want to go.
Yeah, exactly.
The United States has a lot of those places you don't want to
You don't want to go. And so having a guide with you, having someone with you who knows the terrain and knows, okay, you don't go there, here's where you go, right? That's good to know. Really important.
So, what size are the communities that you're in right now? Are they big? I mean, what?
Right. So with the head of the department, say, because in Haiti they're not called states, they're called departments. Mm-hmm. So the head of the department is the Southeast Department, and the capital city of that area is called Jacmel, Jacmel. It's the largest fifth city in Haiti, of about 37,000 people. Uh-huh. And we're in the rural communities surrounding that city. So one of the communities is called Lavanu, that's where we have the clinic. The other one is called Bassemblé, that's where our first school was created. Then we have Lamandu, Monchil, I forgot, Marbial, which is like the farthest community that we are. It's an hour and a half away. There's no road or anything like that. And I forgot the name of the other one. It's called, it'll come back to me. Anyways, there's 6 communities that we have right now.
So what's your plans?
We either have schools or those communities, or children's centers, or clinics.
So is your plan for growth inside of those communities, or are you looking to expand into other communities and can kind of doing what you're?
Well, for right now, this year, what we're trying is solidify growth, more programs in those communities. Eventually, yes, I like to go to all communities, but I'm not. So far, I'm not planning on going to Port-au-Prince. Like I said, there's no that our focus doesn't. It's not about saving children who are already in the capital as being slaves. We want to prevent that. So our focus is always to stay in rural communities.
Got a comment from Rich Aubie. Great job, big roar. Rich is was the founder of the Hollywood Lions Club, bringing the Lions Club back into Hollywood.
Yeah. So
He's going to be joining us next month, at the end of April.
a lot of people doing
20th.
a lot of good all around the world.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool,
I think
cool.
it's good to remind people there's so much bad news out there these days. So many people doing crazy bad stuff. I just love to be able to come on here and talk to people who are doing amazing, great stuff. It's really exciting and inspiring.
I think it's time that we continue focusing on solutions and what's being created rather than focusing on the problems and blaming.
Yeah.
It just doesn't create anything. It creates more of the same crap. Excuse my language. And but when we focus on making a difference and we focus on what needs to happen versus what's happening and being resistance to it, I think there's a lot better results.
Yeah.
And I have to say a big credit to you guys. I mean, this was born from going to the workshops and leadership trainings, development, and really realizing that what I wanted to do in my life was make a difference in the world. This is what resulted from that. So thank you guys for that.
Well, thank you for the inspiration and a reminder of why we do this.
Yeah.
We focus on relationships, we focus on careers, we focus on community and making a difference, and it's always great to see results because we don't always see it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We touch in the scheme of things, we're only with people for 3 months, 6 months, maybe a little longer for those that hang around, and I know people are out there making a difference, whether it's in their lives or their families or their communities, and it's amazing to see things like this. What can happen? People go, well, who am I? Well, here's a boat guy.
The guy who swam here.
Who swam here from Cuba, got his freaking PhD, and is not out there focused on self,
Yeah.
right? But really focus on how can I give back. And to me, that's why I've done this work and continue doing it. So thank you.
And I loved what you said earlier about making a difference and how important and impactful that can be in our lives. It really, to me, is the key to a happy life. Right? How much can I give equals how happy and how great my life can be. So, and thank you for all that you give. Really.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Anything else you want to add or request or anything?
No, support our organization and come to Haiti with me.
I will.
Yes, we will.
We will. If not this year?
This year.
This year. Okay, Kathy says this year.
This year.
So our intention has to
Yes.
be clear.
Yes.
Well, I'm not traveling all over the world so much anymore, so
yeah.
it's time to travel again.
Yeah. Well, I'm so excited. I love making declarations, having no idea how it's going to happen, because I have no idea how that's going to happen. But I'm excited.
We're right in the middle of building the new trainings in virtually trainings, and we're in the middle of or right at the beginning of our campaign, and we're starting to build for the summer. And
so it's a little crazy.
Yeah,
we're a little crazy because we're trying this totally new thing, right? Doing the trainings online and building them in a way that we've never done it before, right? So it's all completely new, and So we're not on even ground, and everything's terrifying.
So with all that going on, now she wants to go to Haiti this year. So I've got
I think it could be
LP butt pucker. It is so tight, there's nothing coming out of that
Yay!
thing. Some of you out there know what I'm talking about.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
And I bet you went through quite a bit of that in making it happen here in Haiti
Yes.
with your foundation. I know you must have been pretty tight a bunch of times.
Yeah. Pretty scared, but pretty good work.
Yep.
Cool.
Cool. All right, so we're going to wrap it up for today.
Yes. I'm going to go take a nap. I'm not feeling really well. So I'm
You
sorry.
put out all your energy.
Yes. So, but I really wanted to be here with you because I just love you and I love the work that you're doing. I'm so inspired by it, and I'm looking forward now to going to Haiti.
Andis, thanks for joining us, and thanks for the work that you do, and I know that you'll continue to do until you're not here anymore. And thank you for the inspiration. We love
No,
you.
thank you. Thank you for having me here. Thank you for doing this program, and you guys are the best. I love you
Cool.
all.
Love you too.
We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Well,
That's
that was
awesome.
really nice. Yeah, that was really, really cool. I just love Andis. He's really great, and what they're doing there is just mind-blowing to me. Just mind-blowing how they've gone in there and they've made such a difference without it being like, I don't know, like big brother control. It's more like grassroots, and here, what do you need and how can we serve your community? And it's just
Well, and it's really a great example of someone who gets connected to something they're passionate about.
Yes.
You know, has a vision and wants to make a difference, and out of that vision, keep taking action, right? And look what he's created. I mean, if you look at everything he talked about, from just getting here to everything he went through, that all came out of that inspiration. Like, I read that book, and
Vision,
Andis,
commitment.
if you're out there, I'm going to have you
Connection.
send me the name of your book, so that book that you read. Maybe it's in English too, but I'd love to read what inspired you way back before you
that'd be
came.
cool. That'd be cool.
Yeah. All right, everybody.
well,
thanks
you for
joining
being
us.
here. Appreciate it.
Please share the video. It'll be
Yes,
on my
get it around
page
to
or
everybody.
our YouTube page, and just share it out with other people so they get to experience it. And you know, in the comments, you should see the web address. If not, I'll add it in later. And we'll see you. I'm not sure if we're going to be here next week, but I'll post in the next couple of days on what we're doing.
Oh yeah, and isn't Rich going to be on? Is it next week?
No.
In April.
Rich is going to be joining us in April, talking about the Hollywood Lions Club. He actually founded it. It had gone away for a while, and he brought it back, and he's really excited about the difference they're making. It's a great organization that makes a difference
420.
in the community. Yeah, it's on April 20th. So it'll be a fun show, too.
Yeah, it will. All right, love you guys.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.